has been forced to quit.
As the hot spell extends across the Gulf, we'll still make sure you feel refreshed.
Hello again. For many of us in South America, the rain is still very, very heavy. Over the last 24 hours or so, some of the heaviest downpours have been here in the northeastern parts of Brazil and down towards Rio as well. These two areas, again, are going to be very wet as we head through the next couple of days, the rain falling very heavily. Recently, though, it's been further west where we've been having reports of flooding, and the wet weather here should be a little bit more broken up as we head through Wednesday, so more of us are getting away with a drier day. As we head towards the southern parts of Africa, there's plenty of sunshine here for many of us, and it's pretty hot as well. Looks like Cape Town will have another very hot day. The temperatures there in the high 20s. And further east, here it will be a little bit warmer than that, Durban, up at around 30. Further north, though, that's where the wet weather is. That's through parts of Madagascar, stretching across into Mozambique and all the way across into Angola. Heavy downpours there. I think the heaviest showers are likely to be around the coast of Mozambique. As we head up towards India, it's in the far north we've got the wettest weather at the moment. That's stretching through parts of Pakistan, through Afghanistan and then into the northern parts of India. Heavy downpours here and an awful lot of snow as well, and we're expecting more wintry weather as we head through Wednesday and Thursday. Now, some of that cloud has been drifting across us here in Doha, but it is a little fresher now. We'll get to around 25 for Wednesday.
Qatar Airways, world's 5-star airline.
Afghanistan is faced with a huge challenge.
Relations have gone really sour between us and our allies.
We have inflicted considerable damage on the enemy.
The people who make international headlines.
Ultimately, the truth will out.
They want to stop this publication of information that embarrasses them.
Make time for Sir David Frost. Frost over the world. At this time on Al Jazeera.
I take you to the United Nations, the General Assembly Room in New York. And up on the podium there, we have the UN Secretary-General, Ban Ki-moon. The reason why so many people are there is to take a vote on whether Libya should be kicked off the UN Human Rights Council.
Mr. President, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome this opportunity to brief the General Assembly on the latest development in Libya. We meet today on a crisis marked by ongoing violence amid a growing humanitarian emergency and a political situation that could quickly deteriorate further. Meeting in emergency session over the weekend, the Security Council acted with unanimity and decisiveness. I welcome as well the strong statements from many international leaders and organizations, the League of Arab States, the African Union, the Organization of the Islamic Conference, and the European Union. The world has spoken with one voice. We demand an immediate end to the violence against the civilians and full respect for their fundamental human rights, including those of peaceful assembly and free speech. I welcome as well the recommendation of the Human Rights Council to suspend Libya's membership so long as the violence continues. And I fully support the Council's decision to urgently dispatch an independent international commission of inquiry to investigate alleged violations of international human rights in Libya. In this spirit, I also commend the Security Council's decision to refer the situation in Libya to the International Criminal Court. Together, these actions send a strong and important message, a message of great consequence within the region and beyond, that there is no impunity, and that those who commit crimes against humanity will be punished, and that fundamental principles of justice and accountability shall prevail. Today, I urge the General Assembly to act decisively as well. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the latest reports from the ground are sobering. I am gravely concerned at the continued loss of life, the ongoing repression of the population, and the clear incitement to violence against the civilian population by Colonel Gaddafi and his supporters. Arms depots and arsenals have reportedly been opened to gangs who terrorize communities. There are reports that government forces have fired indiscriminately on peaceful protesters and bombed military bases in the east of the country. In the West, there are reports of ongoing and serious clashes between government forces and armed opponents. The death toll from nearly 2 weeks of violence is unknown, but is likely to exceed 1,000, as I reported to the Security Council on Friday. Thousands have been injured. Credible and consistent reports include allegations of extrajudicial killings, arbitrary arrests, and detention and torture. While more members of the military are reportedly abandoning the regime and joining the demonstrations, Colonel Gaddafi and his supporters appear to be holding a tight grip on western parts of the country, chiefly in Tripoli and neighboring areas. According to some accounts, the government is also deploying forces along the Tunisian border. Armed protesters have taken control of several cities near Tripoli, including Zawiya and Misrata. However, violent clashes are reported in and around Zawiya, where Libyan tanks and armored cars attempting to break into the city have been repelled by opposition fighters. Government forces are reportedly mounting or preparing attacks on Misrata. Opposition forces in the east appear to be organizing themselves for possible attacks. In the eastern city of Benghazi, a transitional national council has been established, led by former Justice Minister. There are serious indications of a growing crisis of refugees and displaced persons. The violence could disrupt distribution networks and lead to food shortages. The main humanitarian concerns at the moment relate to the west of the country, where access and information are extremely limited. Civilians continue to flee. UNHCR is present at the Tunisian-Egyptian borders, where more than 110,000 people have crossed so far, and thousands more arrive by the hour. UNHCR is particularly concerned that thousands of refugees and other foreigners may be trapped in Libya. In addition, the International Organization for Migration